Welcome to the check-in.
Welcome to the check-in.
Okay.
So, since we're back, y'all already know what it is. Sometimes we cuss, but that's okay. Just pretend like we're not. You'll be fine.
Just pretend.
Okay?
We're also not mental health professionals. So if you need to talk to somebody, text HOME to 741-741 or NAMI
Yes.
to 74174. That's NAMI, and a trained professional will text you back.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this content.
Get into this content.
Hey.
But I'm like, I want to give people like the Disney princess experience, but sometimes, Fiona was an ogre at night. So
That is hilarious. All right, so since we're recording,
did you want to stop talking about this?
we can keep going, but it's not really, it has nothing to do with animation therapy.
I'm gonna go ahead and just quiet my phone.
I definitely did too, and put it face down like a cheating nigga.
Oh, wow.
I never went to the bathroom, so good
Do
luck.
you have to?
Nope.
Do you sure you don't want to take care of that?
I'm okay.
Because this is at least going to be an hour.
It is a mind game. You have to control your body
Okay,
and
so...
your booty.
Hey, y'all.
Hey!
Okay. Well, we are here,
You don't
and
like the clown?
I didn't say I didn't like anything. He definitely said that last week. And the week before last week.
I kind of want to get one. Little take two.
That's fine.
No? Okay. All right, fine. All right, so we're here. We're here.
So you want to talk about your son view?
Right now?
Yeah. Look how he's looking. He's just like, I don't understand why there's so much animosity in the room.
So was that the how are you doing? Because I'm not well. Because
What happened?
this little bitch, this four-legged bitch with big ears and fur all over his body, threw up right next to my leg. Well, next to my chair. He threw up next to my chair and jumped on my chair, proceeded to cuddle me, booty and face first in my chest.
Wow.
He likes to sit on my chest cavity.
Yeah.
My clavicle is where he finds solace, and I thought he was just being cute.
Yeah. I think he was looking for comfort.
What he was looking for was just disrespect, like that. He was just like,
I don't.
"Yep, no, cats are evil." So what he did, he threw up and then cuddled me immediately after.
Yeah, because he wasn't feeling good.
Evil.
I throw up and like to cuddle. I feel sick.
In somebody's clavicle?
Yep. Ask my honey muffin.
You
He's seen me throw up many a time.
You sat on his clavicle?
I want to cuddle. And so one night I was like, I want to kiss. And he was like, no, you're going to have to brush your teeth
nasty.
first. And I got up and brushed my teeth.
Why would you want to kiss after throwing up?
I wanted love.
I don't.
I felt sick and gross, and I wanted something to love me. You know what? I think we need to point out the fact that, one, he felt comfortable with you. Because if he would have threw up by my chair, we would have had new slippers in the house. He would have died that night. That would have been his last night. Meow, meow, meow. Meow. Goodbye. Second, he was like, man, I know for a fact that this other human is going to be nicer to me if I throw up. And then, oh my gosh, I threw up. I feel icky. Now I'm sad. I don't want to be sad. Daddy, I've rolled up. And then he laid on you.
Fucking bitch.
I don't understand why you're still so mad.
Because he... Did you buzz me? You buzzed me?
He got a buzz. Get on topic. Is that what that means? Okay, so what kind of therapy would you... What kind of therapy do you feel like you need to go through based on what happened to you this morning?
Jesus. A lot of therapy that I can't afford. Honestly,
So-
maybe an exorcism.
Exorcisms make people throw up more.
I look at
don't
him
think
and I
that's-
feel anger. I touched it, okay? I want everybody to understand. I stepped in the throw up and touched
With
it.
a sock on.
That is no better. That was a cold sock.
All right.
That was nasty.
Bear throw up on your foot versus a sock. That makes me feel a bit better.
The bear throw up was on my fingertips because I touched it.
Why did you?
Because I was confused. I didn't know what it was.
See, this is a lesson in you need to wear your glasses at all times.
You know how, like, moms, where they're like, what's on your finger? Is it chocolate or poop? And then they, like, lick it? That was from a movie, but I believe moms do that.
Oh, my gosh. That video with the little girl. It's chocolate.
That's what happened to me this morning. Okay, so therapy. Well, how are you? Since you asked me how I was doing.
Oh, I was good. I kind of woke up and I was about to shower, and then I heard like all manner of exclamations, I'll say, from the floor below me. And I called down. I said, "Friend," and I heard nothing. And then I was like, "Ah, shit, I'm gonna have to investigate because I don't know what the fuck is happening." So I threw on a robe because I was already booty butt ass naked, and I went downstairs and yep, there was throw up, and I saw that throw up, and I almost threw up. It was really nasty. It was very chunky. So, I went and got a glove and a bunch of wipes, and, we cleaned that up together, go team.
Go team.
But I was like, I'm going to put a little baby.
Oh, are you tired? Are you exhausted from traumatizing people in this house?
You know what? Throw up makes me tired. I go right to sleep.
Then you should go to sleep.
See, like the throw up, I'm just like, okay, he's sick. I feel bad because he's sick. The peeing, you're perfectly healthy. You're just choosing not to use your litter box because you're a bitch.
Exactly. Moral of the story is cats are bitches. Get dogs.
Dogs pee on rugs and they throw up.
But
what? Are you speciesist? Because that's what it sounds like.
Possibly. Yep. I just believe that they do think, cats think that they are superior than us. And I don't like that. I don't like that attitude at all.
Why do you think that? Why do you have such a negative opinion of cats?
His mannerisms do not imply that he thinks he's superior in this household?
Not to me, because that bitch be scared of me. He be looking around the corner like, yeah, I'm in here, bitch. What you doing? You doing some shit you ain't got no business doing? So yeah, I don't identify with that because
you're the alpha.
I'm the alpha in this bitch.
Okay, well he's betaing me and it makes me upset. All right, so anyway, let's get on topic.
Yep.
Cool. So, animation therapy. Let's talk about how animated things make us comfortable, happy, safe, sound, and just in one peaceful state of mind.
Okay, so when did animation start for you? Because it started for me when I was in a fetus.
So when you were in a fetus, like when you weren't even born?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That was when the Lord said, hey, you're going to watch cartoons.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
And you're not going to stop?
Okay.
I'm sorry. Fetuses don't make...
I didn't finish.
Okay, sorry.
I said, okay. And then God was like, yeah, you're going to watch cartoons all your life, though, even into adulthood. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. So, it's, it was cool when you're a kid, but when you become an adult, it's like, some people, they just really don't understand, like, my mode of, like, anime, and I'm not talking about that CGI foolishness, like that Finding Nemo, like 3D animation.
You
I
didn't
don't
like
that. No, I'm a 2D animation girl.
Whoa, okay.
Gal.
Bad gal.
I'm looking for a girlfriend. So that, like, all the old Disney movies, Hercules, I love Hercules, Mulan, everything that was 2D animation just really, it excites me. I love it. And so I think because anime is the closest in today's world that I can get to that, that's what I've always been drawn to.
What shirt do you have on there?
This is my One Piece shirt. I love One Piece. It's my favorite. I'm going to get into that in a minute. But, for you, when did you start watching cartoons / anime?
I mean, yeah, cartoons. I would say Embryo. Yo, Embryo. Definitely, I was, I hate to say it, but the TV definitely babysat me. I was all up in that screen watching my Blues Clues.
Oh, Blues Clues, man.
Clues. I had the notebook.
Me
I had the
too.
crayon.
And the green crayon.
I could never draw like Steve. I don't know where he went to what college of arts he went to.
Institute of America.
Bro, I was just like, how is he drawing chairs like this? This is really hard. And I had little clues that I would stick all over the house.
I don't remember having the clues. Maybe my parents were like, you don't need that part. You color in this book.
Listen, when you're an only child, you get what you need to keep you occupied. Because I had no siblings to torture me.
Yeah, I drew on the wall once, and then they decided that no. Also had to sit there with 409 and clean it up. So I have a very, very odd negative response to 409.
You had to clean with 409 as a child?
Yes.
Shit.
It was a purple number 5 that I drew on the wall at the top of the stairs. I will never forget it because I stared at it for a very long time, and I was given a rag and 409 and told to clean it.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. Why do kids draw on the wall? It's a big canvas. I was like, yes, art.
I never drew down the wall.
Yes, me being an artist.
That is incredible. I mean, hey, I'd say you're an artiste. You exhibited that.
I'm even scared to paint my walls now. You know how deeply ingrained that is?
Damn, that's trauma.
Yep.
Anyway, but yeah, Blue's Clues, Hey Arnold, like all them, like classic Nickelodeon, that was my shit.
Rocket Power.
Yeah.
Angry Beavers.
I loved Rocket Power. Like Reggie was like an icon for me.
Yes.
Because
the tomboy.
Yeah, like if you haven't noticed, I'm kind of tomboyish. In my adulthood that has followed me, I just like to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And
you're very much a young man.
I mean, hey, I'm a handsome young man.
Yes, you are.
That is that is just the life I live. It chose me. But Reggie was like an icon to me. So I was like, oh my God, I want to be like Reggie. Hey, can I dye my hair purple? And my mom was like, absolutely not.
No.
But when I wanted to skateboard, because I like Rocket Power so much, they thought it would be acceptable to get me a scoot skate with Rocket Power like themed scoot skate. And they were like, see, Reggie's on your skateboard. And I was like, this is not a skateboard. This is a scoot skate.
Scoot skate.
This is a skateboard with a bar. I hate you guys. You guys suck. You guys can't do anything right. God, I'm going to kill myself. Sorry. That was my internal reaction as a child. I was so upset, but I had to be grateful. I was like, thanks. Thanks,
Animation
guys.
therapy. Speaking of needing
it's like, thanks, guys. This is the best gift ever. But internally, all that shit I just said, that's what was going on in my brain.
Okay. All right. Very troubled. All right.
Very troubled, because I just wanted to skateboard. I just wanted to be Reggie Rocket, and
Reggie Rocket.
I got a scoot skate. But yeah, that was my start. I mean, I think that's everybody's start when they're kids.
Yeah.
Watch animation, cool. But then adulthood hit, and these cartoons hit different.
Yes.
As an adult?
That SpongeBob episode. Wrestling time.
Oh,
that other one though, I was like, oh my God, what is happening?
The new SpongeBob episodes are fucking wild.
They're horrific, but I can't stop watching them because I'd be like, wow, somebody really put this episode together. It was like,
it's a plane crash.
This is it.
Mm-hmm. It'll resonate for the young millennials out there, or even the old ones. Because I imagine when we're in our 30s, we'll still be watching SpongeBob.
We are the young millennials.
Yeah, but we'll soon be the old millennials. You know how people in their mid-30s are like, oh my God, you millennials are so weird. And I'm like, that's you.
Yeah, you're one of us.
I'm still claiming that Beyonce is a millennial.
Oh, okay. I don't claim nobody's.
You don't?
No.
Okay. Well, anyway, so animation. What's the difference between what is a comfort show for you?
A comfort show is a show that I put on to go to sleep.
Really?
Yep. That is the comfort for me because I am happiest when I am unconscious. So.
Oh, madam.
Yes.
That was dark.
That's accuracy.
Okay.
It's just like nothing bad happens to you when you're sleeping.
Unless you're having wild dreams, but okay.
Then you wake up and you go back to sleep. Nobody ever just wakes up and they're like, I'm never going back to sleep again unless they're in a Freddy Krueger film. But
okay,
for me, I'm just like, wow. In these medicaciones that I be on, most of the time I don't even have dreams.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
If I take some magnesium and some kratom, though, I'm going to have something going on. But if it's just my regular medication, I'll be like, wow, that was a very restful 16 hours and 75 minutes of sleep.
Wow. You are...
Let's do it again.
Oh, yes. You do like to sleep. But
I do.
mean, hey. So comfort for you is being able to sleep, so you put on a show to watch it?
So, yeah. So it wraps me in nostalgia.
Okay.
And it never lets me go.
All right.
But the thing is, like, I have to put on stuff I've seen before.
Okay.
So if I haven't seen it, then I'm going to be interested and I'm going to watch it and I'm not going to go sleep.
Yeah.
So that's why SpongeBob is my top comfort show.
Why?
It's just nostalgia.
Okay.
I always loved SpongeBob. It was always really funny to me. Even, going from watching it as
a kid to an adult, to a teenager, or a kid, teenager,
middle
adult?
school, I think, is when I started.
Yeah.
I don't think I watched it when it first came out, which was like 1999 or 98. Yeah, SpongeBob's been around for over 20 years, which is remarkable.
Beautiful.
But
still funny.
Really though, and like I watched that as a kid, and I watched it as an adult. And some of them episodes hit different. And I'd be laughing really, really hard. Like, I have really early memories of watching my dad watch Looney Tunes and him, like, cracking up.
Really?
And I was just like, I've never seen this man laugh so heartily before. That's me and SpongeBob.
That's incredible. Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry.
Could you?
Just rude. Out here being rude. Okay. Like, Looney Tunes. Okay. I could see that. Like, there were some funny episodes. Bitch. Anyway. You see the superiority complex?
Because he finna go outside and doors are gonna close.
Just.
So you got one more time to do some shit I don't like.
I don't understand.
You better tread carefully, little orange boy.
Bitch. Anyway, so
but yeah, that's comfort for me. It reminds me of good times. I remember watching it with my brother or my mom. So it just, because I don't think my dad really cared for SpongeBob, but everybody's got a different sense of humor. So
my parents definitely, like, at least my mom was just like, I don't like how stupid it is. She didn't like me watching stupid stuff. Like, it had to have some overarching lesson, meaning, or, like, teach me something. Because the TV was my babysitter sometimes. So she was just like, I don't like, Caillou was a no. And then, yeah, when SpongeBob came out, she was just like, I'm concerned it's too stupid. And I was like, but it's really funny. You don't want me to laugh?
You don't want me to experience joy?
Like, do I have to be learning something 24/7? Like, my parents were the type of parents that got me, like, those summer workbooks for the weekend. Like, I was constantly doing homework.
Sorry to hear that.
Yep. So the joy that I could find in cartoons, it was I held on to it.
I don't think my parents really policed what my brother and I watched. They just didn't want us watching, like, mature stuff. But as far as, like, if the TV rating was,
Y 4, 7, Y
8,
7.
whatever, as long as it wasn't, like South Park or American Dad or,
The Simpsons was banned for a while for me.
My grandma used to watch The Simpsons, and then she stopped because of one episode. I don't even remember what it was. But yeah, for the most part, my parents didn't, like, dictate what Matt and I could watch. We just watched whatever we wanted. And, as long as it didn't have, as long as it wasn't an adult cartoon, we didn't really get in trouble for it. So I do appreciate that because I got to watch a whole bunch of different things. And I got to just be by myself. But I know like a lot of families overseas,
Yeah.
they don't have a ton of freaking televisions. So that actually went into, me being able to watch whatever I wanted. Because if you have one TV in the house, you're watching what your parents are watching. You don't get an option. But if you have like 4 or 5 TVs in the house or as many TVs as people, then, at least you get to watch what you want in peace and hee ha ha by yourself. So
I had a Barney TV. It was really special. It had a VCR already plugged in. Such good memories.
yeah, I think for the longest time I can remember, I've always had my own TV. So I've always been able to watch whatever I wanted, with the exception of going to grandma's house.
Grandma's house.
But yeah, that's comfort for me. SpongeBob just is shrouded in nostalgia, and so it makes me think of fonder, happier times. But there are some other shows that are nostalgic for me but also have the therapy part of animational therapy.
Are those shows with deeper meaning?
Yes.
Okay, got you. So
they have like themes that I felt like got to me as a kid, and I was able to I changed my worldview and stuff based on these shows. So one of them is definitely Avatar.
Okay.
The Last Airbender.
What about Legend of Korra?
Legend of Korra, I was older, so it's not that it wasn't as good as Avatar The Last Airbender to me. Avatar The Last Airbender was just the first cartoon I watched that had so many different themes that were appropriate. It had genocide, it had refugees, animal abuse, it had handicap, characters.
And there was an environmental message, right?
What do you mean?
Like the technology was destroying the lands and... No, I'm thinking about something else.
Yep.
Never mind. Cut that out. I don't want the weebs to attack me. I don't want to be canceled. Okay.
Just these, having a parent die and witnessing a parent die. Just there were so many adult quote unquote issues that were perfectly packaged in this show. Yep. So where they were digestible. You're dealing with, looking at people dealing with grief and not being good enough for their parents and just not getting along with their siblings, not having siblings. It was a lot that was just very, very, very well done. Yeah. And you didn't feel like it was okay, kids, what did we learn today? It was just very organic. Okay. And I loved that about the show. It was, you learned a lot, and you also, it was just an actual good show. The plot was great. The, what do you call, I don't have all my show critique lingo on me right now because my brain is still on that waffle. But it, the build up to it was just an appropriate pace. Everything was cool about it. So Avatar, I definitely, my sleeve is inspired by Avatar Last Airbender. I have my 2 koi, which if you guys remember, when they went to the Northern Water Tribe. Am I boring you?
No, it is the waffle for me because I didn't do something I needed to do before the show, so I'm just using so much energy clenching.
I think you need to take a break and go handle that.
No, it's okay.
No, I really think you do.
It's past now.
Can we take a break?
It's past. I'm okay. It's past for now. There was a minute where I thought I need to take a break. I was about to be like,
can you go handle that?
There's nothing I can do. It's not there right now.
I just need you to go sit on the toilet and try. Now I gotta be like one of those black parents. Just go sit on the toilet and see what happens.
I mean, I can just sit on the toilet. Fine. Can you pause it? I feel better. Okay.
I'm very glad that you got that out your system.
Literally.
But yeah, so Avatar was just, it was all encompassing everything I could have worried about or had an issue with as a child, and rewatching it as an adult because, shout out Netflix, they put Avatar The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra on their catalog last summer, and watching it as an adult is just really drives a point home how well balanced of a cartoon it really is. And it's debated whether it's a cartoon or an anime. I don't get into the weeds of that. I just think it is a really, really, really phenomenal story. And very great storytelling from Brian and the other dude. I can't remember his name.
Brian,
Mike.
the other dude.
Mike and Brian, I think.
I think it falls under faux anime. Like, even Boondocks, like,
those are like
anime
Boondocks,
adjacent.
Boondocks, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Samurai Jack. And there's another one that people are like, is it anime? Is it not?
Wasn't it like Teen Titans?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, they're just great shows. Like, I would like to say every great show is an anime, but that's not true.
Okay,
so,
that's not how anime is classified.
Nope.
Okay.
Which anime is actually technically a French word.
Really?
Yeah, I did a project on it in high school.
What? It's a French word and it's... Okay, that's that. The more you know. Okay.
Yep. But what about you? What is what's a show that maybe is comfort and also animation therapy for you?
Okay, so I am a huge Steven Universe fan.
You stan?
I stan.
You stan the fan.
I think Steven Universe is the most well-written cartoon in our century. I just really think I know. You have to get past the what do you call it? That campy episodes. You have to get past the dumb shit. But like the overall,
how much dumb shit is there?
It is kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot. I feel like, all right. So the way the show was produced, it was like, oh, we have all the time in the world to like fluff out this big, huge story. And then all of a sudden, like, I don't know what happened with Cartoon Network and Rebecca Sugar, but towards the end, it started to seem very rushed. Like, every episode, there was something very key, important thing happening that was going to affect the plot. So when you compare that to, like, the first 2 seasons, there was a lot of fluff you got to get through with those seasons.
I don't like
I know.
But I will say, like, I've never watched Steven Universe. I think I've maybe watched 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I don't like it. It's for the Steven Universe stands, don't come for me. I just don't think it's my cup of tea because he's
silly.
Yeah, he's very unrelatable as a main character until you get really into
what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'd rather, like, for example, Aang, you started off in like, oh, there was a war. Oh, there's a whole people group gone.
Yes.
Like, you kind of got all the negative, oh my gosh, this is terrible. And this is where we are in the middle of this fuck shit. Whereas Steven Universe, it does come off like really campy. It seems like it's for
children.
Really, like children. Like, not middle school, but like elementary school children.
But that's what I love about it. I love that it's so like ridiculous, but watching it as an adult, there's so much meaning behind literally every episode. It is I mean, they talk about childhood trauma. I'm not trying to spoil anything for anybody. It's really difficult for me to do this, but like, Steven's mom, she is an old hag. She did her best. And I think that is something that a lot of our parents, like a lot of millennials parents who are Gen Xers or boomers, like they did their best, right? And then when we grow up, we realize that sometimes their best wasn't good enough.
Yeah, you can do your best, but also
acknowledge
do a lot of damage to somebody.
Exactly. And acknowledging that damage is the first step in which you and your child can heal and have a more healthier relationship. And I feel like having a show like Steven Universe be as goofy as it is and talk about shit like that, I was just like, oh, this is really powerful. And then on top of that, there is so much queer shit. Like, I just love it. Like, the gems, they are gems, but they are female identifying, she, her pronouns, but they fall in love with each other. And it's just normalized. Like, I love that there are different aspects and different groups that are just represented and normalized in this campy ass dumbass little kids are watching this and they're just like, okay, that's totally fine for Pearl to be in love with Bismuth. Or, that's not what happens, that's not a spoiler, but that's totally fine with Pearl and Bismuth to be in love because they're gems. Like, there's no like they're not scissoring on Cartoon Network, but they are 2 girl identifying characters that like have a crush on each other.
I will say that I do think that Steven Universe for the, I want to say the era in which it came out, I wouldn't be mad to say Steven Universe is the Avatar: The Last Airbender of its time. Like, it does a very good job of mixing in themes and quote unquote issues that are something you run into a lot. Whereas, you know, like, I remember when Korra ended and the ending scene, spoilers, so if you haven't, you know, heard this, like, skip ahead like 30 seconds. But they had a moment where Korra and Asami go into the spirit world together and they were like, oh my goodness, lesbians! And we're like,
maybe.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. That's a thing. So let's move on. And the same thing with Lynn. She is assumed to be...
Lynn?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, okay.
And the daughter, I forget her name, Kaya. Kaya, the daughter as well, assumed to be lesbian too. So it's just like, okay, let's move on.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point is people are like, oh, it's the gay agenda. No, it just happens. Like, and people be gay.
Yeah, like getting kids exposed to that. And I know there are a lot of different positions on this. I don't have children. I have a cat and 3 plants. But if I did have a kid, I think I would want them to start experiencing, meeting, you know, and seeing gay people and queer people, so that they're not like taken aback when they see it in real life, because that's what's going to happen. Exactly. Like, not everybody who's queer is, you know, like dressing in drag and walking around. Yeah. But there are some people who do. So it's just like, I appreciate that there are some cartoons that they're not out here being wild. Like, it's not sexualized, but it's giving kids exposure. So they're learning about things that sometimes they otherwise would not see or learn about. Exactly. Because
families be trash.
Yeah.
And that is what Steven Universe has taught me, that families are
So is it mostly,
trash.
You know, family dynamics that it focuses on?
The family dynamic really hit home for me. It was just the most relatable to me on a, like, spiritual level. Like, I had the realization today where I was telling you about Steven Universe, and I was like, wow, it was really powerful how, like, Steven was busy, like, trying to take care of everybody else but not take care of himself, and he ended up turning into, like, a monster, and you proceeded to point at me and was like, oh, is this why you like? Wow, disrespect. I just don't understand why I'm being pointed at, but you know, it really resonates for me. It really hits home because I too like to distract myself with helping others instead of focusing on what I need to be working on for myself. And sometimes I crash, and like Steven Universe Future, that's essentially what happens. Sorry if that was a spoiler, but if you're watching the show, that's kind of what happens. Like, Steven is so used to helping people that he just completely loses sight of helping himself.
And I think, I mean, like, obviously your animation therapy is going to gear towards what speaks to you more. And that's how I felt about Avatar. Yeah. Aang was, you know, I don't want this responsibility. Like, I didn't choose to be this person. Like, my friends won't play with me anymore. Everybody thinks I'm better than them. That's not what I want. I don't want to fight people. He's very, very pacifist. He just wants everybody to get along. And you see how every decision, even though it was very, very well-meaning, just made things worse. Yeah. And, you know, if you really get into the Avatar lineage, you see why, you know, Avatar Roku's mistakes ended up being the reason why Aang's whole genocide happened to the air nomads. Yeah. So you can literally go through the line. You see a strong Avatar, like Avatar Kyoshi, and you see where her strength caused, you know, the Earth Kingdom to become weak. And the Dai Yeah, thanks. The Dai Li was started, but then you see how big of an issue the Dai Li becomes in Avatar Aang's time frame. So it's just, you know, you can do all these well-meaning things, but everything has a natural consequence and a natural reaction. And I saw a lot of myself in many of the characters, especially Katara and especially Aang, where it's just like, you're trying to do the right thing and you're trying to care and love and take care of people. But you're sensitive and you don't want to hurt people. So you end up putting yourself in this little bubble, which is essentially what Aang did to himself. He's in an iceberg. Nobody can hurt him. He doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
So that hit home for me, because I was just like, man, I didn't sign up for all this responsibility. I didn't want to do all this stuff. I just want to be like chill and have friends. And you can't when you're being quote unquote elevated by other people. And I know that was an experience I had with adults who were like, oh, Tiffany's so smart. She's so this, she's so that. And I'm like, I didn't ask to do all these things. This is what you expect of me. And so I'm doing it. But now I feel like you're telling me I'm the golden child and nobody else likes me now.
And you're burnt out.
So, you know, I really, really appreciate that about Avatar. And of course, any show that you watch where you see yourself is going to be more meaningful to you. But is there anything else for you, or is it mostly Steven Universe that did it?
I mean, I can talk about Steven all day. Like, I turn the movie on for like comfort, but the show itself is like therapeutic for me, because it's very like, it really taps into like self-love and discovering yourself and appreciating your gifts for what they are and believing in yourself and changing for the better and all these beautiful themes that I'm just like, sometimes I just need reminders. But, you know, for funsies, I also pop on Adventure Time.
Okay.
Adventure Time is so fucking long.
Yes.
It is annoying how long it is. Like,
I really remember when it first came on, and I loved the show when it really started, because I feel like it didn't initially have a standard plot. I feel like it was just antics and it was a good time to watch. Yeah. But then it started developing a plot, and then I was like, oh, I got to really pay attention to this. And I really had my eye on Peppermint Butler, because I know he'd be on some other type shit. He is very suspicious. Very suspicious.
Wasn't it just one episode where he kind of did something crazy, but other than that, he was okay?
That one thing, that's like me being like, oh, I'm cool, but I can summon a demon sometimes. That's like, can we unpack that? Because why are you able to do that?
People have gifts? I don't know.
Nope, not that one.
Not that one.
But I do have my Adventure Time shirt that my dad got me for Christmas one year. Like, shouts out to Pops. But I love the show. I stopped watching really after Finn and Flame Princess fizzled out. It really hurt my heart, because I really love them together. And I hate Bubblegum.
Well,
I hate her with a dying passion.
That storyline rounded out on HBO Max. Adventure Time had a little spinoff, and spoiler, Bubblegum Princess and Marceline have always been a couple. And like, this little Adventure Time Distant Land movie, it literally went through the whole timeline about shit with them, and I was just like, this was happening right before our eyes. I didn't even know.
I definitely love Marceline and Bubblegum better than I liked Finn and Bubblegum.
Yeah.
Which arguably, like, is this...
Bubblegum tried to make Finn more smarter.
I feel like Bubblegum just used him, but he was so infatuated with her that he didn't care. And so I was just like, I don't like this at all. But I do want to watch the whole thing at some point in time. But you're right, it's really freaking long.
It's so long.
Even though I sat there and watched all of One Piece, which was like 800 episodes in 1 year.
Huh?
So I can make myself do that, but I could not make myself do that with...
Wait, hold on.
Yes?
You sat and watched 800 episodes within... What's the period of time you did that?
A year.
Oh, okay. How did you break that up?
I watched as much as I could until I wanted to throw up in my eyeballs, and then I stopped.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's a good show.
I'm pretty sure you could sit through Adventure Time. I don't think they got 800.
Episodes are shorter.
Yeah, they got like 21 minutes tops.
But One Piece, like it's just, world building is A1. The characters are just freaking awesome. The laughs in One Piece are iconic.
Okay.
But
is that your favorite anime, would you say?
That's hard. I can't give. It's my top 5. Okay. Definitely in my top 5.
Okay.
But I don't think that I have one just favorite anime. But One Piece is just...
Ask me my favorite. Man. So the weeps can get mad.
Cry. Okay.
What's my favorite? You ready?
What's your favorite anime?
Death Note is just phenomenal. Because Light motherfucking Yamagi is just the man. He's the man. Everybody in this room is mad at me right now. They're mad, and I can sense their anger.
You see Louis' face?
You
see how he's looking at you?
I feel like Light, really, YG, no, Light, yeah, Why? I feel like he gets a bad rap. He's
evil. He
was well-intentioned, and honestly, okay, if we think about it, if there was a way to control, heinous crimes, and there was...
that's not the issue with Light. Because he was killing a lot of people who didn't do shit.
I mean, he had to protect, his identity, his secrets. He was like Superman.
I think...
He was like Batman.
Batman doesn't murder people who find out his identity.
He'll beat the shit out of them, though.
He doesn't murder them. That scene where he murdered homegirl who's trying to find out why her fiance died.
Yeah.
That was fucked up.
That was pretty fucked up, but I mean...
But? What is the but?
Collateral damage. Isn't that what you say in times of war? No?
That is not a war!
A war against saving the soul of the earth. Humanity.
I'm pretty sure if you counted how many people he needlessly killed versus the people who deserved to die, quote unquote... it would be a little heavy on the didn't need to die side. So
Light to me was like Jigsaw in the Saw movies. That's how I viewed his character as. Like, well-intentioned, but sometimes he missed the mark really, really bad.
I feel like Jigsaw still only murdered people who did fucked up shit.
It was a spectrum, though. Like, some were worse off than others. And I was just like, did they really have to die like that?
He still killed people who fucked up. Light is killing people because he can and he feels like he's smarter than them. That is not a good reason to kill people.
I don't know. I guess...
Don't ever let this one get a Death Note. Because we clearly see what kind of person she would be.
I fucked with Death Note heavy. It was just really... I like that dark anime, right? And so...
But you don't have to like the evil character in the dark anime.
I'm aware of this.
Why don't you just like the mom in Promised Neverland, huh? How about that? How about you like her?
Because that's different, okay? That takes me back to parental issues, and I don't... okay, so I'm new to anime. I'm just getting into stuff. I have a running list of shit I need to watch. I've only watched Death Note, fully watched Death Note, fully watched Demon Slayer, and fully watched Promised Neverland. Those are the only 3. Everything else I've dabbled in My Hero Academia. I've dabbled in Attack on Titan. But it's just like those 3, those are the only ones that kept my attention for a long period of time. So I don't know if that means something's wrong with me. I don't know.
Probably. It's okay though. Go ahead.
The mom in Promised Neverland, I don't like when you just... No, that didn't sit right with my soul. Because they looked up to her as their mom.
Yep.
And she did that fuck shit.
Her job?
Light wasn't nobody's daddy. You know what I mean? Nobody was looking up to maybe his girlfriend at the time.
A lot of people in the world were looking up to him. And he was murdering the police force.
The mom got under my skin, okay? She was feeding her children.
Good food. She was feeding them good food. That's
right. No spoilers. I just did not like how she flipped. She redeemed herself. And I was just...
don't spoil it for me. I ain't finished yet.
You read the manga, didn't you?
I didn't finish it.
Oh.
Yeah, because there's like 5 arcs I gotta read through to get to the end.
So that's the thing about Promised Neverland. So I don't read shit.
I read shit.
You read shit. So when I'm watching shit, I'm realizing there's a whole other storyline that I don't even get.
Goldie Pond was such a good art.
I'm satisfied. I'm a satisfied fan. Like, if they want to make a movie into that as it is, do it. I'll go watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, but nah. If you call yourself mom and you backstab me, fuck you and the clique you claim.
She's literally just doing her job.
She is being a horrible human being.
Doing her job. She ain't got no options.
Nah, there's always a choice. There's always a choice.
What are her options?
Not doing what she was doing.
Okay, spoilers. Skip ahead a minute. So, she literally was either going to become food herself, or she was going to have the ability to have a kid and then become a mom.
Bro.
Those are your only 2 options.
Her own flesh and blood son was at that farm.
Yeah, and she didn't fuck with him. She gave him an opportunity to be a fucking spy so she didn't have to kill him. She tried to finesse the system as much as she could. She really did.
But she was still offering up babies to be eaten.
What else was she supposed to do?
Kill herself. Off yourself. Fuck it. Just suicide. Like in fucking Demon Slayer, where he's like,
Wow. It was going to happen regardless, though. It was just going to be a new person taking care of them kids. She's probably thinking, at least I give them a good home.
Bro, that
at
little
least they
girl.
have the Connie.
Mom, I'm so happy.
I don't want to leave now. I'm going to miss you guys so much.
Bro, how do you live with yourself after doing some shit like that?
That's the only life she has.
Nah. Again, parental issues. That's probably my land, my land in the sign, my line in the sand.
You have a person who is trapped in a system where she has no options, and then a random high schooler who finds a book and decides to start going on a murder spree.
Yeah.
And you identify with the person who goes on the murder spree.
He goes on a murder spree with a purpose. He has a purpose.
His purpose gets lost after episode 3. I don't understand.
Come on. There's episode 3. There's so many episodes.
Yes, exactly. His downward spiral starts very quickly.
Light has demons, but again, he was not nobody's daddy.
But that keeps happening.
He was nobody's daddy.
He was a boyfriend that murdered his girlfriend.
He was a boyfriend.
Used the shit out of her.
I knew that wasn't gonna last. I was like, that bitch is dumb.
I don't understand why you're sticking up for this man.
I know. It's toxic. I'm aware of this. I worked that out in therapy. Okay? I know what I like and what I don't like. If I'm calling you mom, don't fucking offer me up to be eaten like a fucking 5-course meal to a
Technically,
demon.
she a foster mom.
That's even worse. That's a whole other system that we need to abolish. Is that what Promised Neverland was mirroring? The foster care system?
No, it's mirroring. It's mirroring fucking animal farms. Be a vegan. That's what the Promised Neverland means.
The vegan agenda.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Stop eating things that have feelings. Okay?
I guess that's true. Yeah. I caught on to that. I was just like, is this like veganism in my face? Being thrown in my face?
I'm gonna forever look at you sideways because you like that much. Elle was my little baby. Elle was my baby.
I mean, Elle was okay. What about when Elle was played by Lakeith Stanfield? Did you like that?
I didn't see that.
You didn't watch that movie?
Purposely make sure I don't see things that are gonna upset me. I avoid those things.
I just wanted to see what the uproar was about.
Remember when I told you earlier that like 2D is my thing? Mm-hmm. Once anything becomes a live action, it is boo-boo.
Okay, so what do you think about this Avatar remake that Netflix is going to produce?
It's going to be boo-boo.
Even with the original guys?
They're not in it anymore.
They
had differences. They would not listen to Brian, and I think his name is Mike. And so they left the project.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be boo-boo.
Yeah, my issue is with live action, a lot of times the integrity of the story gets fucked up. Mm-hmm. And so then I'm not watching the same story. I don't care. Mm-hmm. So, no, don't do that. Some things are not meant to be live action.
I agree.
I'm okay with that.
Disney live actioning everything is not
live action animation of animals. Like, that shit was weird to me. Live action Lion King. It's not live action.
Okay.
That is animation.
The Jungle Book was actually really good. Jon Favreau, he can direct. I see his vision. However, The Lion King, I think The Lion King just took it too far. I don't know. I was not a fan. I was like,
everything doesn't need to be remade. Like, I'm okay.
Especially when there's no, like, human to balance out the CGI. Like, the Jungle Book was cool because they had Mowgli as a real character, and I've seen that before. That was not unusual to me. So I was just like, okay, this looks good, but like just straight CGI lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my! I was like, ooh, I do not like it at all.
I'm very partial to 2D. I think there's a lot of art, a lot of effort in that art form that I really appreciate. And it's just always going to be near and dear to my heart. Maybe it's nostalgia because that's what I grew up with and that's what I like. But, excuse me, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But, yeah, I think, I mean, I touched on One Piece very briefly, but if you have, you know, it in your heart to watch almost, I think we're at like 947 episodes, maybe, you know, go ahead and watch One Piece. It's also one of those shows that's very dynamic in what it talks about. Definitely talks about family issues, talks about, you know, losing people, being the black sheep of the world, racism. It talks about a lot of stuff.
It talks about all the shit.
Yeah, and I'd be wanting to cry. Oh my gosh. If you watch so everybody has a tragic backstory, right? Because it's an anime. But Robin, the character Robin, where is she on my shirt? Right here.
Okay.
Her backstory is so freaking sad, bro. And
why does it have to be sad?
They all have sad backstories. They're pirates. Nobody chooses that life.
Oh, okay.
Like, let's see. This dude, his best friend died and was like a master. She wanted to be a master swordswoman, the first ever, and she ended up dying from some sickness or something like that. And this dude, he just wanted to be with this badass bitch, but he was poor and ugly, and she's rich and white, and he couldn't be with her. And he almost starved to death on an island, and so he's the cook, and so he can never refuse anybody a meal, even if they're an enemy, because he knows what it feels like to almost have starved to death. So like, these are the kind of backstories you're getting, and his backstory beyond that is even sadder because his dad was a piece of shit. His whole family was a piece of shit to him, except for his sisters. But yeah, everybody's story on here is sad. Everybody's story.
And the dude in the middle, the main character with the hat?
Luffy.
His name is Luffy?
Monkey D. Luffy.
All right. I see his cosplay all the time. Like,
it's easy.
Yeah.
Straw hat, red shirt, and some blue shorts.
Yep.
Sandals.
I fucks with it. I'm just like, oh, look at that character from an anime.
This is you. You're Chopper.
I'm Chopper?
Yeah. He's a little talking reindeer. He's really cute. But he can transform into this hideous, very strong monster. He's also the doctor of the ship. He takes care of people. Why are you laughing?
I don't understand if I should feel insulted or inspired.
Inspired.
Okay, cool. I'm a talking reindeer.
Yep. They always call him a raccoon dog, and he'd be mad. He's like, I'm not a raccoon dog, I'm a reindeer. God damn it. He doesn't sound like that, but he also sounds really cute.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so One Piece is one of those other very, very dynamic, and I can't get into everything because there's so much content with that one. But really, if you are one of those people like, I'm not gonna watch it because it's so long, you can suck a toe. And
whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not a good reason not to watch a show. That's a good reason to like put off watching a show, but to never watch it just because it's long.
Okay.
Well, we hope it ends before Oda dies, because if he dies before this has an ending, we are going to reanimate that man, and he's going to get to writing them little manga pages until that story finished.
All those words you just said, I have no idea what they mean.
That's okay. It's the creator. He just cannot die until the story is finished.
Okay, yeah.
Because we neck deep in this. This has been going on for I believe, over 20 years as well.
Is the creator old?
He a little up there, but
like Uncle Iroh.
I don't think he's that old.
Okay.
I actually don't know. Engineer, how old is Oda?
80s?
I want to say he's in his
70s?
60s.
60s is not bad. Depending on how he's taking care of himself, he might be okay.
I mean, Japanese people live forever. Except for the mangakas, man. They be running them into the ground. The creator of Berserk just died. He was in his 50s. 46, that's good.
Oda is 46.
Long live Oda.
Oh, okay. Wow. Wait, so the creator of Berserk just died and the fandom lost their mind, or?
Oh, no. We're just sad. We're just sad he's gone. Berserk
Okay.
was very, very dark anime, so if that's something that you like, it's kind of gives Game of Thrones-ish. So like a medieval with some demons, mix in a little weird Christianity flair, and that's what we got going on.
That's what we got going on. So, okay. You want to talk about some current events?
Okay. That was a terrible segue.
Was it bad?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know. You put me in a tight spot here. I don't really. Told you it's hard.
Next time, don't show her. Just show me.
Yeah, just show
because
her.
she sucks at this.
I don't really.
You're boo boo at this.
Sorry.
Speaking of boo boos, somebody made a very big boo boo on their bank account. Let's talk about Naomi Osaka. So, she got fined $15,000 because she declined to.
That's funny.
Are you good? You got your eyes together?
Good.
She declined to have a post-match interview or whatever the hell. She declined for mental health reasons, and the official statement from her is that she chose not to honor her contractual obligations. So that was a choice on her part, but what this brings up for me is that athletes, actors, actresses, dancers, anybody in the entertainment industry, they're like forced to do all this PR and
Put on a happy face.
and some of them are not capable of doing that. Like Naomi really refused for mental health reasons. That's what she said she refused for. Not because she didn't feel like it, not because she, was sleepy, for mental health reasons. And we've seen her cry. We've seen her have, issues being in front of other people and expressing her emotions. So why is this a $15,000 fine for her to say, hey, I'm not mentally okay to do this right now? Because it's not like she's never done it. It's not like, this is a long stream of her saying, I'm not doing any post-match interviews. Like, no. What the flip is the problem?
So the problem is, didn't somebody on Fox News be like, shut up and dribble? Like,
oh, yeah.
Isn't that the mentality? Like, you are in this world to entertain us. You must do what we say. Shut up and play tennis and then answer our questions if you don't feel good afterwards. Like, and I think her reasoning was, I mean, she didn't even have to explain herself, in my opinion, but she was just like, you literally see athletes like break down in a press conference because they're being asked these inappropriate questions or these redundant questions, and they're just in a horrible state of mind. I don't feel like subjecting myself to that, and I think that's fair and valid. But her being fined for it, I mean, it just goes to show you that these industries don't really give a damn about.
I really want to see some contracts come out where they are not forcing, their contractee.
Would that be the sports agencies to do, or the press? Like, I don't know where press runs fall in line with a contract. Like, who are you obligated to do that for?
And honestly, like, why does it have to happen like right after the match? Like, there are so many other things that can be done to try to mitigate this for people who honestly are not, I'm very introverted myself, so this is very near and dear to my heart that I'm like, okay, if I'm really good at baking, I don't want to be on a baking competition. I just do this because I love it and it's something that's fun for me. But if you take the fun out of doing it, like, oh yeah, we want you to bake a 3-tier banana bread. okay, I got you. Now tell us what you were thinking about. Please get away from me. Like, I hate that when I watch cooking shows. And they're like, hey, what are you doing over here? Not being distracted? Could you leave?
Too bad.
Like, I really hate that some people have to deal with it because it takes away from them doing what they actually love to do. And Heath Ledger was one of those people who, phenomenal actor. And I think he got a lot of his flowers before he even died from other actors and directors and producers. But he was awful at PR when they would send him out to, you know, like drum up interest in these movies and these projects that he was in. He was awful in front of the camera that way. And
so uncomfortable.
He shouldn't have been forced to have to do that because honestly, somebody who's not able to actually drum up excitement about a project because they're nervous or because they're anxious or because they don't like being in front of the camera that way, you have full PR teams.
Yeah.
Handle that with somebody else who can do it. Like, it hurts my heart because I know what it feels like to have to be in the middle of something that you don't want to be in. Like, I'm very much a backstage hand where I'm like, oh, I'll do all the things behind the scenes, but please don't put me like right in front of the camera because I don't want to be.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that statement, even though we're in front of the camera right now.
Do we have an audience of thousands? Because I thought it was 3 people watching us.
Maybe we might blow up. You never know.
And maybe you'll never know what I do next. Like, oh yeah, Tall Twin is resigning. Had enough, thanks.
Like, somebody will offer us a fucking tour and you just will disappear.
I will be like Daft Punk. I'm going to wear a helmet and then I'll be out there. There you go. Like, whatever it takes for me to be comfortable, that is like my primary concern. Yeah. And for an athlete, you don't want to have to play mental games while you're trying to train and be prepared for next matches and shit, because it's all a mental game when you're an athlete. You have people shouting, people who think you ain't shit, people who think you are the shit, even though you're just trying to do what you're doing.
Just trying to live your life.
So props to Naomi. Like, I'm glad that she ate that 15. Like, I'm pretty sure she could eat that 15 anyway, but like, I'm glad she was like, no, I'm not gonna be bullied into doing this, even if it's a contractual obligation. My mental health comes first, and I fuck with her heavy for that.
Amen. Think about your mental health first. Speaking of mental health, Tenitria Michelle Williams has a new book out. This is not sponsored at all, but I pre-ordered this book because I thought it was cute and I like mental health shit. And I forgot that I did that 4 months ago.
Because it was cute.
God, I have a problem, man.
Yeah, you are a book whore.
I have a problem. But, she's talking about her struggles with depression. Her book, Checking In, just released this week. And, I'm trying to trademark that phrase or whatever.
How getting real about depression saved my life.
Yeah.
And can save yours.
Yeah, I'm interested and intrigued in the book. I have heard about her story and her battles. She is a survivor of a suicide attempt. And I think it's kind of cool. I think it's cool that the conversation is becoming normalized about mental health problems and specifically depression. But it's something about the way depression is brought up in these like settings or in this commercial way. I don't know what it is, but it's irking me. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know why. I think it's because of my own personal, like, I am still seeing depression with my stigma lens on. Like, I feel weird and awkward talking about it. That's why it's irking to me. So I think it's something I need to self-reflect with myself.
It's interesting because we have
a whole podcast dedicated to talk about mental health. Yeah, I know. But it's like, if the conversation around depression isn't presented in a certain way, then people in my family will think it's a spoiled American problem. Like, they won't take it seriously. And I I get worrisome about how serious the conversation is being taken. With this, nothing's wrong. Nothing's been like triggering or said inappropriately, like, because it's her experience. You can talk about your experience, and your experience will show other people that they're not alone, and that's important. But I think that in terms of the seriousness the conversation should be taken, I mean, it depends on the person that's hearing the message. And unfortunately, there are some people that still don't think it's real. They think it's just a sad feeling when it's more than that. I really fucking hate when people are like, oh yeah, sadness really sucks. Huh?
Or like, yeah, I'm sad too.
What? If it was that simple, my life would be a whole lot easier, but it's not just sadness.
And that's the thing that I've been trying to be gracious with other people who don't understand, because I didn't understand until I experienced it. Depression is just a really tricky feeling. And it's tricky feeling because it's fucking up your brain. Your brain manages your feelings and manages everything in your body. So it's hard to conceptualize something that doesn't always have physical manifestations. And people go like, oh, brain, thoughts, feelings, intangible. Yeah, sure, me too. And they don't really understand that. No, this is a chemical reaction that has, you know, very real physical side effects for people who deal with this every day. And there's different, you know, like severities of depression. So yeah, I mean, you might have, you know, seasonal depression. And you only have to really worry about that, you know, maybe once or twice a year. Or you maybe have like, you know, major depression or reoccurring depression. Something that, you know, some event that happened in your life that every time that year you get really depressed, even though that situation happened 10 years ago. So depression is not a one size fits all. Some people got Yeezys, some people got Adidas, some people got Crocs. Like, your depression is just going to hit different depending on what happened to you or, you know, what runs in your family. Because, yeah, sometimes it's hereditary or sometimes it's just triggered. Like, people handle stress differently. So it's hard to have that conversation with a demographic that's mostly thinking, okay, you have cancer. Cancer is the same thing with every person. It's a bunch of cells doing a bunch of shit. And it's just like, you have pancreatic cancer, you have lung cancer. Like, these things hit different depending on what kind you have. And that's understood because that's a physical thing. Whereas with depression or any mental health issue, people are just like, just think better. And it doesn't work like that. So
it's not that simple. Some
people need a very pragmatic, scientific approach to what depression is. And some people who are really empathetic, you know, they're good on going, oh, you just feel like crap every day. I can't imagine. I'm so sorry.
I think I need that pragmatic scientific approach. Like,
I definitely need both.
But somebody like checked me. They're just like, you know, when you're thinking all science based, you minimize the effects of the environments and just stigma and experiences and adverse childhood experiences, all that stuff. And I'm just like, okay, I don't want to do that. That's fine. I can see the importance in having both. But I feel like when it's not coming from a medical point of view, the message just gets lost. And that's the only thing that I fear is happening. Like, the more we talk about mental health, the better. But when the science is not, like, backing it up sometimes for some people, then they just gonna think it's a bunch of sad people being sad.
And it's very hard to have a conversation with somebody who is committed to misunderstanding. And I know that there are a lot of people that feel that way, whether it's older people or people who feel like, you know, oh, I've had it worse and I don't feel like that. It's again, very hard to articulate to somebody that has not experienced it, because it is hard to explain. Like, I've definitely, you know, before I broke up with my ex, I sat there and tried to educate him. I tried to explain because I know he wanted to help. And, you know, at that point in time, I wasn't really committed to us, you know, not being together. So I was trying to give him the tools. He couldn't he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It either, freaked him out and it was a, 5-alarm issue anytime something happened, or he like really minimized it to, oh, you just feel sad today, here's a hug. And so, yeah, you need to have that scientific, pragmatic part, but you also need to have that just pure empathy. Like, I just feel shitty today. Can you just be with me in my shittiness and not recommend things? Like, it's funny because I talked to my honey muffin the other day and I was like, I always need comfort first, and he was like, no, because that one time you were like, I don't need a hug, I need this problem fixed. And I was like, oh, I do remember that. Oops. I don't know, I'm just trying to do my best to tell you what I need when I need it.
You gotta take it one day at a time.
It's hard.
Your needs alter.
Yeah. So it's just, there are some days, like this past week, I was manic as fuck. I had like 2 really good days, and then I had 3 very shitty days, and one night where I was like, yay, I'm happy. And then the next day I felt like crap again. So like, it's hard. Depression and mental health doesn't fit in a box because it affects so many different things of your life. Your ability to have relationships, your ability to function, your ability to do very basic things, because you're fighting your brain every single moment. You are fighting yourself every single day. So being already tired when you wake up because you're trying to fight with yourself to take a shower, it's hard.
Sucks.
Yeah.
It's
so
really fucking hard.
I guess what I want to say to people is like, yes, if you're interested in mental health, check out Checking In.
Check out Checking In with Tenitria Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child.
And, check in with us because...
Check in with us.
We've been checking in for like a year now. She's just checking in now. But, but yeah, it's like, get a wide variety of opinions and
resources.
To see people's different experiences, because everybody, like I said, they're wearing different shoes in this mental health world. It sucks. So be patient with yourself while you're learning, and be patient with the other people who are trying to educate you. If you have anybody in your life who has a mental health issue who is trying to educate you, be patient with them. Yeah. Because it's hard. Very hard. It's very, very difficult. And that's it.
Amen. Preaching over here.
Woo, woo, woo. Do, do, do.
Boo, boo, boo. All right. Well, then that's it. That's all I wanted to cover. I'm excited to read the book. I'll let y'all know about it. Maybe later on in the year, because I have some other books that I haven't read.
I'm not reading nothing. Maybe read Promised Neverland. Maybe Black Clover. Finish my animation therapy in the form of like manga. Comics. Yeah. And that's fine. It is. That is fine too. It is the finest of finds. Amen. Boo, 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 shoo, shoo, shoo. I don't know what we're talking about next week. Ooh. Audio engineer, what are we talking about next week? Oh, I'm prepared. I don't know either. Okay, whoever gets there first gets a free donut. A free donut? Oh my God. You gotta keep the budget small for free prizes. I like donuts, especially when they're free. I like the donuts, especially when they're free. All right. We're talking about remember that one time in band camp. I win. I get a free donut for me. Wait, remember that one time in band camp? Yes, remember that one time in band camp. Okay. I don't know what that means, but we're going to be talking about it. Wow. You could have just pretend like you knew. No! Do you know what it means now? Yeah! Okay, so guys, see from her reaction, it's going to be a really good episode. So tune in for that next episode. Remember that one time in band camp. And also, remember, love yourself. Love each other. And continue to be that beautiful little galaxy that you are inside. Continue to be the beautiful galaxy that you are inside. You forgot to do the life's a bitch, but that's okay. It's not. Life's a bitch because it pees on your rug and then it throws up on your roommate's side of the living room. No. It scratches you. Then it pees, then scratches, then throws up, and then cuddles. Can't relate. Anyways, see you guys. Love you. Bye. Bye.